What's up guys, welcome back to Bloodernut Gaming. Before we get into the video today, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed and supported me up until now. It's really meant a lot and it's been a big motivator. For anyone who is first just now seeing my videos and you enjoy this type of content, I encourage you to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any more. Alright guys, today we will be taking a look at Ancient Dungeon, a roguelite dungeon crawler for PC VR and the Oculus Quest platform. This game is currently in its beta form and is available for free through sidequest and the Oculus applab. Ancient Dungeon puts players in the shoes of an adventurer as they delve through the procedurally generated dungeons, uncovering hidden secrets, fighting off multitudes of different enemies, challenging powerful bosses, and attempting to make their way to the bottom, all while trying to figure out what happened to the adventurers that came before them. When you first jump in, you are going to find yourself at the home base, a small camp near the beginning of the dungeon. Here you can find vendors that have been rescued from inside the dungeon, which will sell players items for ancient coins found within the dungeon. There's also an area where you can view all the items you have found while exploring, see a map of all the floors you have reached, and even unlock different upgrades and bonuses to find throughout the dungeon. These upgrades and bonuses can be purchased with insight, which you can obtain by completing various tasks inside. You can also find a button here that will take you to a sort of sandbox room where you can test different items and upgrades. Once you've finished exploring the home base, it's time to dive into the dungeon. You have two options as far as this goes. You can either set up a custom run by adding a seed and a few other options, or you can choose to have a completely randomly generated dungeon to explore just by selecting Enter the Dungeon. When you first spawn in, you will notice that you have two main weapons to work with, a sword and a throwing knife. These items can be upgraded with different attributes and damage buffs as you continue to explore, and a lot of these buffs will also change the design on your weapon to reflect the effects produced. These include things like extra damage, increased critical chance, as well as more specialized attributes such as your throwing knife exploding on contact, a chance to light enemies on fire when dealing damage, and much more. You can also find potions, spells, and other items in the dungeon to add to your arsenal. As you delve deeper into the dungeon, you will notice that there are a variety of floor layouts, as well as a diversity of enemies to face. These foes consist of a menagerie of creatures such as sentient skeletons, ghoulish zombies, oozing slimes, and plants that jettison seeds at deadly speeds amongst other threats. These creatures become more fearsome and formidable the farther you progress. As you explore, defeat monsters, and crush boxes and pots, you will collect keys and gold coins. The keys can be used for two main purposes: opening doors to explore different areas of the dungeon, or for chests containing coins and upgrades for your character. There are many unlocked chests around the dungeons containing the same items. However, approach these chests with care, as there is a small chance it could be a mimic waiting for greedy adventurers to fall into its trap. The gold coins found throughout the game are used for purchasing upgrades to vendors within the dungeon. You can find one of these shops on every floor, and they contain 3 items that the character can purchase. Destroying boxes in these rooms will cause the price of the items to go up for each box, pot, or table you destroy. The vendors in these rooms can be killed, however those who attempt this will find themselves unable to buy items, and may find themselves dealing with the consequences of their actions as they try to leave. At the end of each floor, players will have to face off against a boss to continue to the next floor. As one would expect, the bosses are generally much larger and a bit more powerful than the other enemies. They also have a range of abilities at their disposal that you will have to avoid throughout the fight. Defeating the boss leads to being rewarded with access to the next floor, as well as a random item and an apple to recover some health before you continue. You will also be rewarded with a journal page for every new floor you reach, detailing what may have come of the adventures that came before you. The game also offers a save and quit option at the beginning of each floor, in case you need to take a break and come back later. Keep in mind, however, turning the game off without saving will cause you to have to start back at the beginning of it. Overall, guys, I have greatly enjoyed this game since I began playing it. For one, I've always been a fan of roguelikes, and there's something about the pixelated graphics style that really just works here. And with the procedurally generated dungeons, it's always a different and exciting experience with every run. Not to mention, there's just something satisfying about cutting down zombies, knocking slimes into bottomless pits of doom, and taking enemies out with their own projectiles. As far as replayability goes, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. For a game to be this fun and good looking in its beta stage, I am truly impressed with this one, and I cannot wait to see what else they add between now and the full release. Alright guys, that was a gameplay and review for Ancient Dungeon. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.